Hey students, we are getting ready to do the end of level test. We are moving into kind of a new phase, and we're going to be doing these reviews. The first one that we're going to do is the number system end of year review 1. So I'm going to go through and do a few of the problems in here to just kind of refresh your memory on how to do these. On number 1 and number 2, remember you're just going to multiply and then you're going to divide. One of the things that I see a lot of students do on this one is they don't set it up correctly. And if you read this, it says 364 divided by 14. So the thing that's being divided by, or is being divided, the 364, is going to go underneath the division symbol. So 364 divided by 14 looks like this. So just giving you kind of a heads up there. Let's take a look at number 3. Determine the operation you would use to solve the problem, and you're going to set up the problem, but you're not going to have to answer on this one. So a shopper gives a cashier $60 to pay for a $49 item. How much does the cashier owe the shopper? So we have to decide what operation we're using here. Is it add, subtract, multiply, or divide? And if I am a person that's going to the store and I give $60 to pay for something that's $49, you're subtracting to see how much I have left over. So it would be 60 minus 49 is the answer. And of course we are subtracting, so you can say that. So that's how you do number 3 and number 4. Number 5, determine the operation you would use to solve the problem. Kind of the same thing. What are you going to use there? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Number 6, unit rate. So whenever we hear unit rate, we're dividing. So looking at number 7, find the value of the power. Now, a lot of students make the mistake of going, well, this is 7 times 3, and it's not. This is 7 to the 3rd power. Exponents are different than just regular multiplying, but we are multiplying with it. This looks like 7 times 7 times 7. Well, 7 times 7 is 49, and then we have to times that by 7. So we get 6, 3, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 343 is my answer. So take a look at number 8 and try that one out. Number 9, evaluate the expression. Remember, evaluating an expression means to solve it, and we're going to use order of operations here. So remember PEMDAS. So number 9, the first thing I'm going to do is go, is there any grouping here or parentheses? There is. So I'm going to turn that into a 2. Bring everything else down. 14 divided by 2 plus 5. That's gone. Now, what do I do first? Do I divide or do I add? Well, if you go down through PEMDAS, there's no exponents. We get to divide and multiply, then add and subtract last. So we're going to divide. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. Bring everything down. 7 plus 5 is 12. So give that a try on number 10. There are exponents in that one, so be careful. Now we're going to find the greatest common factor of 16 and 28. So we're going to use the cake method for this, right? So we're going to go 16, 28. Okay, what numbers go into 16 and 28? Well, 4 does. 4 goes into that 4 times, and it goes into this 7 times. Are there any numbers that go into 4 and 7? No, so except for 1. So we have birthday candles, means we're done with the cake. What's on the outside? 4. So greatest common factor is 4. So you can do that on number 12. Lowest common multiple. So lowest common multiple is a little bit different. I'm still going to use cake method though. So we're going to go 6, 8. What numbers go into it? 2. Goes into that one 3, and it goes into this one 4. So we are now going to take the greatest common factor, because there's no other numbers that go into 3 and 4. So we're done. We have our birthday candles, right? So we take our greatest common factor, 2, and then we take our 2 numbers that are at the top of the cake. and that would be 3 and 4. So what is 2 times 3 times 4? Well, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So my LCM equals 24. Okay, there you go on that one. Number 15 and 16, there's story problems. And again, we need to look at this because it's greatest common factor, least common multiple. Just looking for some keywords here. Let's see here. Oh, I see a clue on this one, 16. Great. Well, what does that make you think? Greatest common factor, right? So number 16, we're looking for greatest common factor. The key word on number 15 is again, and we are looking for lowest common multiple. So LCM on this one, greatest common factor on this one. All right, let's look at the other side. You out. Okay, so we are going way back here. This is the first of the school year. So we're going to be looking at this question, number 18. 17 is very similar to 18, except just on this one, remember when you have a whole number, you're going to put it over 1, and then you're going to multiply and then simplify. On number 18, this one I wanted to go over because I've seen a lot of students get confused by it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Then it's over the same denominator, so 9/4 times 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, 7/3. Now we can look to see if they have common factors across from each other. So I'm looking at 4 and 7. Does 4 and 7 have any common factors? Nope. So I can't do anything with those. But I'm now looking at 9 and 3. Do they have any common factors? Absolutely. 3 is a common factor. So 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. Now I am just going to multiply across. 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 1 is 4. This is an improper fraction, and we can't leave it as like that. So we're going to go 21 divided by 4 and get our mixed number again. So 4 goes into 21 5 times. We subtract, we get a 1. So it's 5 and 1/4 is my answer. All right, so number 19, if you can remember that we're using the KCF, so keep it, change it, flip it. So I'm going to keep 5/8, change the sign to multiply, and this 10 is really a 10 over 1, so we're going to flip it to 1 over 10. Okay, again, we can look for cross factors. So 5 goes into 5 once, it goes into 10 twice, so we have 1, because 1 times 1 is 1, 8 times 2 is 16, so we have 1/16. All right. Number 23, remember when we're multiplying decimals that we just multiply and then we're going to move the decimals over? So let's do that with this one. I'll just set it up. 34 hundredths and 83 hundredths. So we're going to multiply now. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 plus 1 is 10. And 3 times 0 and 1 plus 1 is 1. Put a 0 here. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 3. So 24, 5, 6, 27. And 8 times 0 plus 2 is 2. And then the last row, you would have a 0, 0, and then 0, 0, 0. And if you don't understand why I did that, remember your two place values. That's why I had to put 0 and 0, and then 0 times 4 is 0, 0 times 3 is 0, and 0 times 0 is 0. Now, we just add. 2 plus 0 plus 0 is 2. There's a 2. There's an 8. There's a 2. And there's a 0. Now, remember, decimal 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to come down here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where my decimal goes. There you are. Okay, there's 23. Okay, now we're going to do some division with decimals. I'm going to set this up first. Again, this is 12 and 6/100ths being divided by 1 and 8/10ths. Remember, we are going to move the decimal one place this way, so we have to move it one place this way and then directly above. So it's going to be right there. Now we don't even have to worry about those decimals. We've moved them. Now you can just go, you know what? We don't care about the decimals right now, so we're going to get rid of those. Now we're just doing some regular division. Does 18 go into 1? Nope. Put a 0. Does 18 go into 12? Nope. Put a 0. Does 18 go into 120? It does. So we have to decide how many times 18 goes into 120. So here you may have to give some, just guess a little bit. So that would be 5 times 8, 4, 0, 5, 6, that'd be 90. Well, it looks like we can go a little bit further than that, huh? So 18, let's try 7. 56, 7, that's 126. Oh, too much. 18 times 6, that's 48. And that would be 10, 108. Looks like that's our winner right there. So it's 6, and it makes 108. We subtract and we get 12. Bring down our 6. And look at this. We already know how many times because we did that. So it's 7. So our answer to this is 6 and 7/10 because those zeros don't mean anything to us now. So this right here is our answer. All right. So number 28, a recipe makes 6 2/3 cups. The serving size is 5/6. How many servings does the recipe make? All right, so on this one, we have 6 2/3. So I'm going to write that down. 6 2/3. And we want to find out what 5/6 of 6 2/3 is. So we're multiplying. Now, again, on this one, remember it's a mixed number, so we have to change it into an improper fraction. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20. So we really are looking at 20 over 3 times 5/6. Now we can do cross products here. So we can go, okay, well, 2 goes into 6 and 20. So that would be 3 and 10. Nothing goes into the 3 and the 5, so we can't do anything. So we're going to get 50 over 9. And so we can go 50 divided by 9. 9 goes into, let's see, 5 times. And that would be 45. And that would give me 5/9. 5 and 5/9. So how many servings does the recipe make? Well, 5 and 5/9. Well, the servings, we get 5 whole servings, and then we're going to have 5/9 left over. So the answer to that one would be 5. And the rest of these are just word problems that we want you to try out. So let's have you just give those a shot. Hopefully what we did just barely with knowing what to do on these. So give the rest of these questions a shot. Let's see how well you do on them. Good luck. If you need help, remember to ask your teacher.